Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Cynthia, and for today's look I wanted to do something very holiday inspired since Christmas is right around the corner. I did a very classic holiday look, just some neutral eyes with some gold glitter and a bright red lip. If you want to see how I did achieve this look, then definitely keep on watching, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and be going in with the Tartelette Toasted palette, and I'm going to be starting with a Morphe R37 brush, just a really fluffy brush. I'm going to start in with the shade Cashmere right here. And I'm just going to tap off the excess, and I'm going to go a little bit above the crease for a transition color. Okay, so next I'm going to be going in with the shade Latte. It's going to be this one right here. And I'm going to be using an M433 brush, Morphe as well. And I'm just going to tap off the excess. And I am going to focus this more on my crease and like my outer V area. Okay, so once I'm pretty much okay with what I have going on already, I'm going to go ahead and be taking the shade Candle from the palette. And I'm just going to go ahead and take it with my finger initially. And I'm going to go ahead and place it on the lid. Taking just a regular e.l.f. flat brush and packing more of Candle on. I'm going to go back in with that M433 brush and Latte. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more, since I feel like I lost a little bit from adding that shimmer color. Okay, so I'm going to just be leaving the eyes as far as eyeshadow. That's all I'm going to be doing. But I am going to also be adding some of this glitter. This is just one of those pressed glitters it's by Pinkyrose Cosmetics in the shade Angel. And I'm actually just going to be taking a little bit of this on my finger. I don't really put any primer or anything like glitter glue before, because I feel like this is already kind of sticky. I don't really have an issue on fallout, and I'm only going to be I'm not going to be packing on that much. But I'm going to go ahead and be placing it on the lid. Okay, so once I'm pretty much okay with what I have going on, I'm going to go ahead and be moving on to the face, and we'll come back to finish off the eyes. Okay, so I did go ahead and zoom out everything since I'm going to be going into my face. I like that you guys can see everything that I'm doing. But for primer, I'm going to actually be trying something new. I'm trying the Farsali. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I'm doing this the Unicorn Essence drops. Alright, so don't really know what the best way to do this, but let's just do it how we see everyone do it. I'm just gonna do like 2 drops on this side, 2 drops on this side, a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and on my chin. I feel like as far as my pores though, this isn't really going to do anything for that. So I am actually going to add just a little bit of the Benefit Professional, just because I do feel like you can see my pores a lot. So I like to always add something to minimize. So I just take a little bit on my finger and I do it only on the areas where I feel like I have the most problems, which is usually on like this area of my face. Okay, so for foundation today, I'm going to be going in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is the shade Buff Biscuit. I haven't used this in a while, so I can't remember if it's like my right shade, but I remember liking it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and paint that on. And then just using one of my Real Technique sponges, I'm going to go ahead and be blending all of this into my skin. This looks a little bit too light for me, actually, I feel. But okay, so for concealer, I'm going to be going in with the Lagirl Pro Conceal in Light Ivory. I usually go in with this initially, and then I go in with the yellow corrector. I know this is probably, or this is supposed to go under usually, but I don't know, I just mix it. Okay, so for concealer, I do under my eyes, on my chin, on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and then I do the sides of my mouth and my cupid's bow. And then I'll just blend it out with that same sponge. Okay, so when I feel like my concealer is all blended out to what I want it to be, I go in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I don't always use this one. I either use this one or the Coty Airspun. I know a lot of people don't like the Coty Airspun because of the way it smells, but honestly, I feel like it works well. It does the job. And there's no flashback on it or anything. So this one, the Laura Mercier, is a little bit more pricey, so I just use this one for like when I'm feeling fancy, I guess. So I'm just going to pack this on under my eyes. I'm going to do a little bit on my chin, a little bit on my forehead, and a little bit on my nose and the sides of my mouth, just because I tend to get a lot of like smile wrinkle lines, I guess you could say. Okay, so to warm up my face, I'm using the shade Nutmeg from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. This one's, I have the one medium to tan. And I'm taking a M403 brush. And I'm just going to focus this right on the hollows of my cheekbones, but and I'm going to take that on my forehead. Take that on my jawline. Okay, so next, to add just like a little bit more depth and just kind of contour a little bit more, I'm going to take Havana from that same contour kit. Just placing this mostly on the outer part. Okay, and I'm just gonna take some powder and I'm going to go ahead and clean this up under. Okay, so I'm just gonna get rid of this excess powder. Okay, so I'm going to go in and just contour my nose a little bit with that initial shade that I went in with for warming up, that shade Nutmeg. It's a little warm, but I just want something really light. Okay, so I'm going to be finishing up my lower lash line. I'm going to take the Morphe E18 and I'm going to be going in initially with Cashmere, the initial transition shade that we had used. Okay, so the last shade I'm going to go into is going to be Latte, that same brush that I was using before. Okay, so once the lower lash line is as good as I want it to be, I'm going to be taking an M508 and I'm going to be using the shade Fireside, and I'm just going to create like almost like a wing just with the eyeshadow. And I'm lastly going to just be taking a little bit of Simmer, just because I feel like there's too much of like a separation between these two shades. I'm going to just be placing that like in the middle, just kind of like combining both of those colors together, just to give it like a smoother transition. Blending is always key, so sometimes it takes a while, but you know. Okay, so once I'm done and everything is pretty much where I want it, I'm just going to take a little bit more of the glitter that I had used earlier. With the brush this time, just so I could place it a little bit more precisely. Okay, so I went ahead and I added lashes. I used the Lagirl Luxe Opulent lashes. They're just very long and wispy. These are have been my favorite lately. And I did go ahead and add just some like dark brown eyeliner to my waterline and all around my eyes. I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Glow Kit in that glow. And taking an M4504, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Dripping and Gold from this. I'm going to go ahead and place that on my cheekbones. I'm going to place some on my forehead, the tip of my nose, and the bridge of my nose. And then also highlighting my cupid's bow. Okay, so because I'm going to be going in with the red lip, I'm not going to be using any blush really. I'm just gonna go back into that Nutmeg shade and I'm going to blend it into like my cheekbones as well to give myself a little bit more color. And then just using a fluffy brush, I'm going to get rid of all of this excess powder. Okay, so for lips, I did go ahead and take off that lip balm that I had on because I want my lips to be matte. So I'm taking the LA Girl lip pencil in Cherry. Okay, so once I have my lips pretty much all filled in with that lip liner, I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Outlaw.